As we speak, AI is creating a new class of millionaires, and it's not just the coders in Silicon Valley. I'm talking about regular people with no technical background and zero AI experience either. And I would know this because I'm one of them. 2.5 years ago, I had no AI experience, and since then I built multiple different AI businesses that have generated me over $7 million. I've built AI systems to some of the world's biggest brands, and I've built the world's largest AI business community and channel here on YouTube. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you the exact blueprint to get rich with AI that I wish I had when I started, and it's the exact path that I'd be taking today if I was starting a game from zero. To make things easy, we're going to be splitting this path to $1 million into 3 key stages. The first phase is start, which is about going from 0 to 10K per month, and that's all about building an AI side hustle. The second phase is going to be scale, where we're going from 10 to 50K per month, and this is all about doubling down on what works. And the third and final phase is expand, which is from 50K to over $300,000 monthly, and that's really about becoming an industry leader. So to start, let's get one thing straight. And the path to becoming a millionaire isn't about saving your way there. That's the slow road that everyone sort of tells you to take. But the real path is about radically increasing your income, like radically increasing it. And for 99% of you watching, that journey is going to start with one thing, and that is building an AI side hustle that makes you enough money to allow you to quit your job and win your freedom. And this brings us to phase 1 of the Millionaire Plan, which is start. Your one and only mission in this phase is to get to that $10,000 per month mark. This is your freedom number, you could call it. It's the income that allows you to let go of your past life and go all in on building your dream life. And to do this, we need a vehicle, a form of business that you can start on the side that doesn't require a ton of cash to get started, and that leverages the single biggest trend on the planet right now, which is why you clicked on this video, artificial intelligence. Right now, the fastest and most direct path to that 10K per month is starting a simple one-person AI service business, also known as an AI automation agency. But what does this actually mean? That might sound a bit scary to you. But basically, it means that you are going to help businesses to understand and use AI. You're going to be their guide. You're going to be helping them from everything from training the teams to consulting on where AI can help them best to actually building and setting up AI systems for them. And now I know what you're thinking when you hear that. The first 2 objections that I always hear when I mention that are, but Liam, how can I sell AI? I'm not technical and I don't have a computer science degree. And then secondly, even if I could sell it, AI is a huge and complex field. How will I ever know enough to be able to help a business? I know nothing right now. Give me a second, I'll just dismantle those right now, because that is the biggest blocker stopping people from getting into AI, is these misconceptions and myths around what it really takes to get in and learn and make money from it. So we'll start with the non-technical bit first. When I started my journey, I didn't have a computer science degree. I didn't have a PhD in AI. I had zero AI experience. I'm completely self-taught in my development skills and also my knowledge of AI. And yet from that starting point, just 2.5 years ago, my agency Morningside AI has gone on to work with some of the world's biggest brands, including an NBA team, an NRL team, and even publicly traded companies. And at this point, across all my businesses, I'm making over $500,000 per month. If I went from there to there, then you can definitely go from where you are to $10,000 per month. The reason for this is that the game has changed and that you don't need to be a developer or a coder anymore. The secret to getting into AI in this way is using simple no-code tools that allows you to build basically any powerful AI system just by dragging and dropping. This is the first reason why this opportunity of selling AI to businesses in some form of an AI automation agency is so massive, is that the door is wide open to it and anyone can get into it. Okay, so now let's deal with the second one about AI being too much for you to comprehend or learn in a short amount of time. So where the real secrets of how people are getting into AI lies, and it's that yes, the AI universe is massive. At my agency Morningside AI, we are a general AI development agency. We can build almost anything that our clients want. But that's a very, very tough game to play. It requires a big team of expert developers who know everything, the whole AI space. But for a one-person AI services business, you want to play a much smarter game than that, and that's called becoming a niched AI agency. Your mission here isn't to conquer the whole AI universe, it's to just become an expert in one of the tiny and valuable hotspots that are popping up right now. This is the core of the strategy I'm about to give you to get this AI side hustle off the ground, and I call it the AI Solopreneurs Blueprint. So to put this together, I've done all of the hard work and distilled everything into a simple and repeatable formula that answers the 3 questions that every beginner has when they're trying to start one of these businesses, which is, what do I sell? Who do I sell it to? And then how do I get my clients? So to keep this video from being hours and hours long, I'm going to give you the high level strategy here in this video on how to get this off the ground. But just so you know, I've created a complete 40+ page guide that breaks down every single step on the way to getting this off the ground, including tutorials and templates. And I'll tell you how you can get access to that for free at the end. So starting off, what do I sell? This is the most common question that I get. So I've made it super simple for you guys. I have dug through all of the data from my community and from my own agency as well. And I've whittled it down to just 4 of the most in-demand, beginner-friendly AI systems that almost any business needs right now. So These may sound scary as I go through them, but in the free guide that comes with it, you will have links to step-by-step tutorials on how to build each of them using no-code tools, so there's no excuse why you can't get in there and just get your hands dirty and start to build them. So the first one is a speed to lead system. This is a simple automation that ensures that the business responds to any new customer inquiry or people reaching out to them in seconds, not hours. This is incredibly powerful when set up correctly because most deals go to the person or business who responds first. The second proven system is a WhatsApp or SMS booking agent. This is, you can think of kind of like your local barber or restaurant where they might want to have something that allows customers to book or make appointments or reservations just by texting the business. So it's available 24/7, and that's a massive convenience for the customers, but it also captures a ton more business. The third option is a social media DM agent. So similar to the one before, but this is talking about going onto Instagram or Facebook, where an AI agent can be set up to answer the common questions people have, to handle any customer support, or even book in appointments. So this is going to save business owners, particularly small business owners, hours and hours per day. The fourth and final option is the AI receptionist, and every local business has a phone number, and they often miss calls all the time because either the line's busy or they're asleep. And so this AI receptionist system answers the phone automatically for them and handles all the questions in customer support and can book appointments automatically, so they never lose a customer again to a missed call. So those are the 4 proven AI systems that basically any business wants right now. That is what you're going to sell. All you need to do is follow the tutorials in the AI Solopreneurs blueprint that comes with this video, and just see which one clicks with you and decide that is your thing and that you're going to master it. That is the one little area in the AI space that you need to become an expert in. The next step is figuring out who we're going to sell it to. So we're not going to be going after tech companies. We're going to be going after the most AI clueless businesses that you can find, like plumbers and roofers and contractors and home cleaners and things like this. And this is the second reason why this selling AI services to businesses is such a huge opportunity. Is that this is a starving crowd. These businesses have a massive knowledge gap. They are years behind when it comes to AI, which means just the simple system that you learned how to build before will seem like magic to them. Like your knowledge in this one little area will be light years ahead of where they are. And I remember my first client for Morningside was a AI sports betting system that I built on my laptop while I was still living in Dubai, and I was terrified. I felt like a total imposter, but I realized that I just had to be one step ahead of them, and that's all you need to be, and they will happily pay you to fill that gap. So the final part is how to get customers. So the good thing about this is that you don't need hundreds. Your entire goal here is just to get 4 clients paying you $2,500 a month. And the fastest way to find these 4 clients as a one-person AI business is with a simple cold email testing strategy. This is a distilled system based on what's working right now for my members in my AAA Accelerator program. So here's how it works. You're going to pick 4 of those boring and non-technical niches that we talked about before, e.g. like HVAC or roofing or pest control or plumbers or home cleaning. Then you're going to set up and send a simple cold email campaign to all 4 of those niches, offering that one system. Now, based off the responses that you get, you're going to see which niche is responding to which offer with the most interest. So maybe plumbers love the AI receptionist, but the roofers don't care. So maybe you test all the AI receptionists and you don't get any responses with those niches you tested. Okay, well, I go on to the next one. I go onto the speed to lead system and I test all those niches again. And eventually you're going to find one particular matchup of a offer and a niche that is far more interested in responding at a higher rate than the others. And that is where you go all in. That mix of niche and offer becomes your narrow hotspot that you are going to become an expert in. Now, I know as a beginner, this may sound terrifying. So I have included a 20-page guide on how to set up this exact cold email system in the AI Solopreneurs blueprint that's included for free with this video. And on a personal level, this is the part that truly drives me, is because by starting this journey, you're not just building a side hustle, you're actually acquiring the most valuable skills on the planet. The income from starting these businesses is of course amazing, but the real reward is actually the confidence and the security that comes from knowing that you're on the right path. And I've felt it myself, and I see it every day in my community. People are just like happier and more energized because they know that they're betting on the right thing, and they've shifted out of something that they think is like a sinking ship or doesn't really give them the future prospects that they want. And that feeling is everything. And that's really why I make these videos, to try to give you guys that feeling. So that is the plan for phase 1. It is not just a fantasy. It's a simple and repeatable formula. You learn one system, you find one niche of clueless businesses, you get 4 clients, you hit your freedom number. Once you've hit that 10K, you have earned your freedom, you can quit the job, and now it's time to go all in on scaling it. Phase 2, scale from 10 to 50K per month. Now you are in the top 1% of people who actually take action on these kinds of videos. So the key thing here is that when you're working your job, handling those first 4 clients probably felt like a full-time gig in itself. But now you've just unlocked your most powerful asset, which is 8 hours a day of your own time to pour into the business. So this is where the real work is going to begin. This is where you get serious. And that brings us into phase 2. So your priority in this phase is to scale from 10K per month to $50,000 per month. And this isn't about finding a new secret or a new business model. It is just about operational excellence. You stop just being a founder trying to get things and hustling off the ground, and you start being an operator. You take the one thing that worked and you build an entire machine around it. And there are 4 key levers that you need to pull in order to make this happen. So lever number 1 is master the value equation and raise your prices. And the reason you do this is because you are now fundamentally more valuable, and you need to understand this to your core. When it comes to pricing your services, I have a simple formula that is really important for beginners to understand, and that is that your value, aka the price you can charge, is equal to your skills times your experience. When you started with your first client, your skills might have been maybe 30 out of 100 in that specific thing that you were trying to build, and your experience would have been 0. But as you've delivered on those clients, now you have at least 4 clients under your belt. You've seen what works and what doesn't. You understand how to get results for this kind of business. You're starting to see patterns, and you understand the business owner's problems at a much deeper level. And this means that you can offer your new clients a much higher chance of success, and that is what they are paying you for. You're no longer just selling a promise of like, oh, I'll increase your leads by 20%. You are selling a proven result that you've taken from your past experience. And so with this new value, you can now change your pricing model. Instead of just going for a monthly retainer, like maybe $2,500 a month, depending on the system, you can start to introduce an upfront setup fee. For example, $5K upfront and then $2,500 a month. This is going to immediately increase your cash flow and starts to filter out the tire kickers or lower value clients from the higher value ones. Lever number 2 is to systemize your proof. So your experience that you've just got is worthless if you can't prove it to other people. So your new obsession is to start turning those past results that you've got into undeniable proof assets that you can start to plug into your marketing. So the first thing you should do is get testimonials. So reach out to your first 4 clients, get written testimonials, or better yet, get them on a quick video call or ask them to record a video testimonial. And this kind of social proof is going to be gold and key for you to scale. Secondly, you need to build case studies. So create a simple 1-page document for each of your clients. What was the problem? What was your solution? What was the result? And use the hard numbers wherever you can. So as you're going through your client deliveries, you want to look for things like we reduced lead response time by 98%, or captured 30% more inbound leads from their phone line. Thirdly, you want to start building your brand. So use all these assets that we've just got to start building a simple brand, which is creating a website or updating it. Start to post some of these case studies on your LinkedIn, and then start to position yourself as the expert for the specific problem that you solve. Lever number 3 is to scale your acquisition machine. So now that you have all of this proof, you start to pour gasoline on your client acquisition system. So your cold email system is already working. Now you need to make it 10 times more powerful by integrating your new case studies and testimonials directly into that email copy. Your outreach is no longer a cold pitch, it's a confident presentation of the proven results that you've gotten so far. And with your extra time that you've gotten from quitting your job, you can start to increase the volume of emails that you're sending and spend more time refining your scripts, doing split tests, and taking more sales calls, which are inevitably going to come from increasing that volume. Again, this is what the scale phase is all about. It's simply doing more of what's working, but now with a lot better ammunition. And finally, lever number 4 is to build your digital and human team. This is by far the biggest unlock for you in this phase, where your goal now shifts to using AI and your first human hires to automate yourself out of the day-to-day work so that you can focus on what actually matters most, which is signing new deals. So the first way you can do this is by setting up a digital team, aka using AI automation. You need to start using your AI skills that you're getting from your client projects on your own AI business. So start to look at your processes. Where are the bottlenecks? Well, I can tell you where it's going to be, and that's on things like proposal generation. Are you spending hours on preparing proposals to send to clients? Well, there are tools like GenSpark and their slide agent that can help you do that fully. Instead of doing it all by hand, you can start to take the transcripts from your sales calls or discovery calls, run it through ChatGPT to create a proposal outline, and then feed that into GenSpark to create a beautiful presentation for your client in minutes and not hours. Another big one you're going to run into is contract generation. So doing that same process again, taking the transcript and this time putting it into your own custom AI automation on something like make.com and getting it to generate you a ready designed document that's on something like PandaDoc or DocuSign. And another massive bottleneck is going to be on client onboarding. So if you can build an automation that handles all of these initial steps for a new client without you having to do anything, that's going to be a massive unlock for you in getting your time back. In the AI Solopreneurs Blueprint, I'm going to include a complete list of all the best tools for solo founders to build their digital team that I use and many other people in my community use so that you can get more done with less. So aside from using AI automation to build your digital team, you also can hire your first human. And for most of you, this is going to be a technical person, a developer or an engineer who can handle the client delivery for you, basically replacing you and doing the setup for your clients. And I know this may sound scary, but if you do the maths, a good freelance AI developer might cost you $6,000 a month. And if that one hire frees you up to close just 2 more deals at your new higher price point, then they've already paid for themselves. So this one move allows you to focus 100% of your time and energy on sales and growth, while your new hire is handling all of the delivery and client work themselves. So as you can tell, this phase is a grind, but it's a focused grind. You are not searching for any new answers really, you're just executing on a proven model. You're like putting the hammer down and becoming the undisputed go-to expert for this one system in this one niche. And once you build this machine and you're consistently hitting that $50,000 per month mark, firstly, congratulations, you've built a truly valuable business. And now, if you're ready, it's time to build your empire. Phase 3, expand. $50,000 to $300,000 or more per month. So by this point, you have a proven system, a solid reputation in your niche, and a small yet effective team. You've built a truly valuable business making you $50,000 or more a month. But now you're going to face a whole new set of problems. You're probably drowning in sales calls, and your client acquisition with cold email is likely hitting a ceiling. And so in order to break through this and get on the path to millionaire status, you're still not making enough money. So the priority in this final phase is to build a multifaceted business that can scale far beyond your personal time and effort. This is about diversifying your revenue and diversifying your client acquisition in order to build a truly defensible and actually wealth generating machine. So there are 3 strategic plays that you need to make in this phase. First one is to delegate sales and free yourself from the last bits of agency work. So right now you are still the bottleneck. You delegated delivery to your developer, but you are still tied down in those sales calls. In order to expand the business, you must free yourself from this final operational task. And so your next hire is a salesperson. This person's sole job is to take over the sales calls and close the deals that your system's now generating. And this one move again is going to free up your single most valuable asset, which is your time, in order to focus on the highest leverage activity in the entire business. And that new job is play number 2. Play number 2 is all about building your brand and your own niche. So with your time freed up from sales and delivery, your new full-time job is content creation, like doing this sort of stuff. So cold email got you to this point, but it does have a ceiling. And the way you attract the best clients and command the highest prices, like we do at Morningside AI, and build a real moat around your business is by becoming the undisputed go-to authority in your niche. And you do that by building a personal brand like I've done over the past 2.5 years. And the strategy to do this is to firstly pick just one platform, YouTube or LinkedIn. I've seen incredible results on both, but just do one and go all in on that. You need to start sharing everything that you do. Talk about the results you're getting for clients, share the systems you've built, share personal updates on what you're doing, teach the solutions to the problems that your niche is facing. And the first step is by talking your shit and owning the fact that you are now an expert in that niche. And this is exactly what I've done over the past 2.5 years. I've gone from having basically 0 following to nearly 1 million across all my platforms. And that brand is what fuels my entire ecosystem of AI businesses that's on track to do over $10 million this year in revenues. So the personal brand, I can confidently say, is the single most powerful asset that you can build that will actually outlive the business that you're starting at this point. Your personal brand is still going to be with you in 10, 20 years potentially. Then play number 3 is to increase your revenue streams. So your personal brand is going to create a powerful new asset, which is attention and authority. Now, you monetize that attention by expanding what you can sell. There are 2 proven paths that you can take at this point, and it's best that entrepreneurs really consider doing both. Path A is going deeper with high-ticket services for your agency. So you're no longer selling just one narrow AI system, you're now the trusted guide. Like, you know these businesses inside out. You go from just being the niche AI automation agency to the full service AI transformation partner, which is what we've done at Morningside AI over the past 9 months. And the best entry point into expanding your services as an agency is to offer what's called an AI audit, where you go into businesses in your niche and you analyze their entire operation, identify all the opportunities for AI integration that you see. And not only do you get paid for that, but then you get paid for building the things that you identify as well. So it's a really great model for increasing the lifetime value for customers. I've actually got a whole video on how we do this at Morningside, which I'll link down below if you want to watch. But basically, the AI audit becomes your entry point to selling a whole sort of complete AI transformation package, which includes education, such as training their leadership and their teams. You have consulting and ongoing strategic guidance for the businesses that you work with. And there's also, of course, development, which is building out all the custom AI systems that they need, which, as I said, this dramatically increases the lifetime value of each client and positions you as their indispensable partner for anything they need AI-wise. And path B is to go into info products. And this is the ultimate revenue multiplier. You take the expertise of what you've proven in your agency and you package it into a course or a training program for your niche. So you're essentially teaching them like the DIY or do-it-yourself strategy. You can think of it like AI for Roofers 101 or the ultimate AI operations playbook for plumbing companies. So you're taking all of that valuable knowledge and experience that you've learned over all of the work you've done with your clients, and you're packaging it into some kind of info product that you can sell over and over and over and over again without having to re-deliver it. Whereas on the agency side, you were limited by how many clients you can actually deliver for. The info is only limited by how many people you can get interested in buying the info. A perfect example of this in action is with a guy called Nate Herc, who was a member of my AAA Accelerator program, who I interviewed recently here on this channel. And he started exactly where you are. He had no technical background, no AI knowledge, but he just started by building automations of businesses using the model that I've described here. He then built a YouTube channel, and now he has an info product business that does over $200,000 a month from on top of his agency. So in total, he's making $300,000 every single month by combining these two models of services and info. And that's the final plate. So by freeing yourself up and delegating the sales, you get to pour all that time into building an undeniable personal brand. And then you can monetize that brand by going deeper with your high ticket services and then broader with scalable info products. So this is the path that takes you from a 6-figure income to a 7-figure net worth. And this is the guaranteed route to becoming a millionaire with AI. That's the plan, guys. You have the map, the vehicle, the route, all of the information. Your next step is super simple. As I promised, the full AI Solopreneurs Guide, which is over 40 pages detailing exactly how to go from $0 to $10,000 per month, is in the first link in the description. And while you're at it, make sure you also join my free school community. It's the largest AI business community in the world. And when you join, you'll get access to my free course that's in there. You'll get live Q&As where you get to ask questions directly to me. We do this once a week. And of course, you can network with over 200,000 people who are on the exact same journey as you, trying to use AI to build the life of their dreams and become a millionaire. Honestly, it's the single best place on the planet right now if you're serious about doing this. And of course, if you got value from this video, put a lot of work into it. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video where we're going to continue breaking down how to use AI to build your dream life. So if you want to check out my full video on how to build a one-person AI services business like we've talked about here, that video will break it all down. But aside from that, guys, that is all for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.